Welcome once more to episode 14 of
Yes, that is correct, Doc.
the Amazon Connect podcast. I have form in getting that wrong, but that's okay.
Mhm.
This time I'm pretty sure at 14. And our special guest, before I ask you how you're doing, Mark, this week is reInvent itself.
It is,
All the
yes.
releases, the roughly 30, because some you can split into two. There's been talk of 29, there's been talk of 33 releases, but I'm going to
So,
go with a flat 30.
we're gonna go with 30,
Yeah,
and just to, why don't we'll get into that in a second because I think we're gonna
okay,
dive into a whole bunch of information. But
100%.
how you doing, Doug?
I'm doing really well, but I think like the rest of the planet, I'm a little bit hurried at the end of the year. There's been a bit
Yeah.
going on, and I assume
Yep.
you're the same. Have you managed to decompress from
Well,
reInvent?
I mean, it's nice to be home this week. The last 2 weeks, I was traveling, obviously, 1 week in Vegas with reInvent, and then, hit LA, San Jose, Chicago, so it was a busy couple weeks,
Yeah,
although it is a good time of year where, I was able to squeeze in some time, to see some family, right? Like my son who lives in LA, and I have a good friend in
that's
San
awesome.
Jose, so it's always good to kind of fit those in some of these longer trips, particularly
A-
around the holidays.
And you got to see some snow up in Chicago, I
I
assume.
did, yeah.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
a
it was
white Christmas.
smidge colder than the coast.
Now we are going to rip through the 30 updates. I'm going to try and do 30 in 30 minutes, 30 releases. But before we get to that, yeah, reInvent. Final thoughts.
Yeah, no, totally. One is, I think if folks haven't listened to the last episode with Keith Ramsdell, right, who did a fantastic,
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a tour de force,
interview.
that one.
Like I think that was awesome in terms of just talking about, particularly around our voice capabilities, and we'll touch on that again
And
here.
I
But
think the
like it's
strategy overall, whereas we're going to go
strategy.
into the individual, actually what the releases are, but Keith talked really clearly about what they're all building towards, the vision
Yes,
of
a hundred percent,
what he
a
sees.
hundred
Yeah.
percent. Yeah, and we'll definitely touch on a bit more on that too as we go through the launches, for sure. One of the other things that I'll also mention is I was happy we pulled off that interview in Vegas, given the crazy week that it was,
Sure.
in general. As we said, it was I think as you highlighted, the most bland room in Vegas.
But it just made the content all the more sparkling, to
Right,
be in
exactly,
land.
exactly. But I will say this year felt pretty special. We had crossed that $1 billion mark. We had a number of big agentic launches, meeting with lots of potential new customers, long-standing customers, and the consistent messages we heard is just they continue to be amazed at the velocity at which we continue to innovate, right? And I think this year was a particular, obviously a big one for us, right? Out of the 61 AWS launches, 30 of those were Connect, right? So
That's it.
let
That's
that sink in
astonishing.
for a second, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just massive from that perspective. So I think I think the entire Connect team is super proud in terms of what we were able to deliver this year, and I think we're super excited of all these new features that customers are going to start to use, and as we get into the new year.
I think as well, there are years where there are big releases, but this one had a completeness to it, an
Hmm.
end-to-end thought process behind it that makes them, rather than, hey, here's a bunch of different features, you got to work out what they do. These all stack together. They're all
Right.
components within
Hmm.
an overall plan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one of the things is if folks there's a number of videos on YouTube. We'll post some of the links, as part of that. But particularly, I'd watch Pasquale De Meo's, our VP of Connect. He does sort of his yearly keynote, and he goes through obviously a lot of the launches, but just really kind of show some demos. And so I would, if you haven't seen that, highly recommend that because that's another great video to watch as part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. So should we get stuck in? Should we do it?
Let's do it.
All right, so they're broken up, and I've got mine on my big screen above me here. So
Yes.
forgive me if from time to time I look up.
Yes.
But broken up into three categories: action with AI. Then we have what do you
Elevates your workforce, and
elevate your
then
workforce?
yep,
Yep,
transform data into relationships, and then accelerate outcomes. So
and
just
a
yeah,
special sneaky little bonus
yes,
release.
that is
One little
correct.
guy, little snuck out at the end there.
Which we'll say for the end.
Okay, so I might just go first with the first one.
Yeah,
So
totally.
action with AI, 13 releases was part of that. New first party AI agents, pre built AI agents designed for common contact center scenarios, including orchestration, email writing, Q&A, task recommendations, case summarizations, sales product recommendations, and possibly my favorite because it cuts across every single contact center, automatic note taking. These
Yes.
specialized agents can collaborate with each other, handing off tasks when their specific expertise is needed. So yeah, again, people may recognize these from the prompts that we've been adding to our prompt library. So if you go in there now, you will see the note-taking one in there. You can read about how it behaves. You can make your own one. You can format it. You can change it. And I think this one goes a long way to. I mean, we get the ask for we get control over the summarization. And up until this point, the answer has been, well, sure, Bedrock, you can have complete control, but out of the box, tick box, it's just going to start working. But here, I think you get with the note taking, you're getting that exactly that. You're saying, I want it to be
Yeah.
in this format. I want it to
Mhm.
be in bullet points. I want it to summarize this. All those kinds of things.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's we see agents doing it all the time, right? They're taking notes and again, we're using AI for what it's really good at, right? Enabling that and enabling those, that automatic note-taking capability.
spot on. Over to you. Number
All
two.
right. Number two, custom AI agents with copy from template. So this enables organizations to create custom AI agents tailored to specific business needs by starting with pre-built templates. Organizations can customize agent behavior, prompts, and actions to address industry-specific or company-specific scenarios beyond out-of-the-box capabilities. So again, just making this super easy, right, to build these custom AI agents by giving these pre-built templates. Pretty
Making
much
it
is
making
what
it
it is.
relevant to you, relevant to your
Yes,
business, doing exactly
exa-
what you need them to do.
exactly, exactly.
And I feel like I have got the big one here because part
Yes.
three,
Hmm.
point three, model context protocol tool support. So MCP tool support, integration with open standard model context protocol that enables AI agents to use standardized tools for retrieving information and completing actions. What actually gives the agency to the agentic AI? This is what allows them to go out and do things. For those who don't know at this stage what MCP or model context protocol is, it's effectively an AI that maintains context. So it allows you to go off and do things and talk with other systems, other platforms to pull information back to update, and giving AI license to act. If you like, your opportunity to make Skynet, if you so
Exactly.
desire.
Well, I'll give you a really good example. As we talked a bit about Salesforce and Dream. I mentioned previously Dreamforce. They announced MCP platform servers, right? And so now with this, essentially, you can now have an Amazon Connect AI agent easily talk to Salesforce, right? To essentially, look up a case, create a case, right? Do those common interactions with Salesforce
And doing it all
from an
before it
agentic
gets to the
perspective.
human agent. So the human agent you could summarize
Exactly.
everything that's happened. You could
Yep.
pull back specific, make recommendations, all that. Cool.
Exactly. All right. Next one here. Built-in MCP tools for common actions.
Hmm.
So it's great that we now have MCP capabilities, but now let's actually take those and apply those to Connect. Right. So, so we essentially give you pre-configured, ready-to-use tools for customer profiles, cases, Connect resources, and assistant capabilities. So these tools eliminate the need for custom development for common contact center operations and allow AI agents to immediately access and update unified customer information. So again, the advantage of this is now not only are you using MCP to interact with external systems, but Connect itself, right? And simplifying that, in terms of those interactions, particularly around, for example, one of the most, common pieces of information is customer information, right? To have
Hmm.
that personalized experience. And so now we've made that, really easy with an AI agent.
Yep. Spot on. And release number 5 extends that even further in case you have made something with Agent Core. So again, this is building on our proud history of utilizing other AWS services as part of Connect to not only do a lot within the service, but leverage what else AWS can do. So by having access to third-party tools via Agent Core, it's not just those tools within Connect. This enables agents to securely connect external systems and services beyond AWS ecosystem, allows agents to perform actions in CRM, order management platforms, billing systems. So similar to the MCP support and similar to those built-in MCP tools, it's like the one you're talking about was those tools directly relating to Connect. This is now MCP tools directly relating to those similar kinds of functions that might exist outside Connect, CRMs and the
Exactly.
like.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, Agent Core is one of those core primitives that we have, right, for building AI agents. And again, because we're part of AWS, you get to take advantage of that, natively within Connect. Cool. Next here, convert existing flow module into reusable tools. Transform existing Amazon Connect contact flows into AI agent tools, leveraging existing business logic without recreating functionality. Flows become callable tools that AI agents can invoke when needed, maintaining consistency between human agent assisted flows and AI automated interactions. Keith talked about this, in our last one. I think this is a super cool feature.
This is massive. Yep, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of that is really just, again, a lot of companies build, very sophisticated workflows, particularly, with our flows engine. And now they can really leverage these across their AI agents and these kind of modular, pieces of workflow, which is amazing.
And it's consistent with our plan to allow people to move at the rate they want to move into this area. If you want to add in just a little bit of MCP integration or tooling within your existing contact flow, you're not having to go to a separate interface, build a new application. It's your same contact flow, and you might
Exactly.
invoke it through a module or through an existing workflow. Bang! I've now just made that a little bit smarter. I'm happy with that, and you can start to
Exactly.
build out on that.
Yep.
You don't have to
Exactly.
rip and replace or anything like that.
Hmm.
Number 7, multiple knowledge bases per AI agent. Yeah, this is a big one, really. I mean, historically, our AI agents up until now really had access to one knowledge base, and you were having to
Hmm.
use tagging and things
Right.
like that to split it up, or you had to decide it's either all going to be in S3, or it's all going to be a web crawler, or it's all going to be in Salesforce or SharePoint or whatever it was.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now you can mix and match. You can have something crawling your website and also have some static documents inside S3, which I think also makes it really easy to shape which knowledge is being used, say, for agent recommendations as opposed to customer facing recommendations. That might be slightly different data. You might give your agents access to information that maybe customers shouldn't see.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. All right. And next one, number 8, BYO Bedrock Knowledge Base Integration. So now organizations can bring their own Amazon Bedrock knowledge bases into Amazon Connect without data duplication. This leverages sophisticated RAG capabilities from Bedrock while maintaining knowledge bases in Bedrock and making them available to Connect AI agents. Again, Bedrock has a lot of key capabilities here, and we're just making it easier to plug into our AI agents.
And a lot of customers have already built in Bedrock, so why not let them use it? Yep,
Exactly.
100%. Number 9, tag-based access control for knowledge bases. I kind of mentioned this before, but granular security controls that apply tags to knowledge base context to control which AI agents or users can access specific information. Does exactly what it says. Just allows you to say, well, this one is a slightly higher classification document. This shouldn't be publicly available, but agents can see it, or it could be for internal users can see it. Yeah, don't need to go too deep into that one. It's just clever stuff.
Exactly. Number 10, agentic voice for self-service with Novasonic. So natural human-like voice interactions powered by Amazon Novasonic that understand both what customers say and how they say it. AI voice agents can autonomously handle complete customer interactions with natural turn-taking, improved accent recognition, and adaptive responses that match the customer's conversational style. Again, another huge launch, right? Essentially, this is adding, true conversational AI voice to Amazon Connect, and that is that's a game changer, and we'll see a lot of customers adopting this to provide that more fluid, natural sounding voice experience for our AI agents.
Yeah. And I want people to understand that it removes that latency that you used to have from someone speaks, has to be transcribed, then hits the API of, say, Bedrock or whichever large language model, then returns the answer, then has to be turned back into speech to be read back to you, which ends up
Yes.
being quite whilst
Hmm.
it might be a very clever conversation, the delay is enough that it becomes a bit disjointed. Whereas this suddenly becomes just like you're talking to Mark,
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
which is my dream. Once I can get that
Back
synthetic
at you,
Mark
Doug.
going. Now, the next two I'm actually going to run together. This is 11 and 12 because this is
Yes.
speech to text model selection support, and 12 text to speech model selection support. So that is where, and again, we have a proud history of this, where we want to give our customers choice. If Polly is not keeping up with the languages or the voices that you want, you can start to use DeepGram or 11 Labs, depending on which direction you're going, and you can leverage their capabilities as part of Connect, just as you do with Polly and Lex. So really,
Yep.
really cool.
Exactly. Number 13, message streaming, real-time display of AI processing and responses in chat interactions, showing progressive display of AI responses as they're generated. Customers see status updates during AI processing, reducing perceived latency and building trust by showing the AI's work transparently. So again, we're opening up the black box, right? We're making this easier for our customers to have that observability into what, their AI agents are doing.
And also, it conforms to what is now the customer expectation that you're seeing some of these sort of comfort messages come through,
Mm.
rather
Mhm.
than just you put in a message and you sit there and wait and think, is anything happening? Now
Exactly.
you actually get to see, like, I mean, the chat GPT is very good at it because it spills across the screen, or spools across the screen. And it really, that's, begins with a comfort message like, I'm glad you asked about that. And I'm happy to help you with it whilst it's doing all its processing in
Exactly,
the
exactly.
background. So that's our first 13. We now move into elevate your workforce for the next 11
Yes.
releases.
Let's go.
Okay, elevate your workforce. Number 14, agentic AI agent assistance. AI agents that work alongside human agents to provide real-time recommendations, step-by-step guidance, and can complete tasks autonomously on behalf of the human agent. Reduces agent handle time by eliminating searching during calls and helps new agents perform at a level of experienced staff. We've been talking about this since episode 1 of the
When yes.
podcast.
Yes.
This idea of superpowering your agents and not just presenting information on the screen, but actually being able to take action for them. Um,
Mhm.
you know, you can authenticate people automatically in the background. You can, look up information, summarize history, think about the last interaction, whatever it is. Or, and a very common sales use case is recommend products. If you have a complex product portfolio that your organization sells, you can say, hey, well, based on what Mark's bought in the past and what other customers have bought and all these kinds of things, the sort of thing we do really well at Amazon, here's the next thing they might want to buy.
Exactly, exactly. Number 15, AI-powered case summaries. Automatic generation of comprehensive case documentation during and after contacts, extracting key insights and action items from the conversations, ensures consistent case documentation across all interaction types, while reducing post-call work time and maintaining documentation quality regardless of individuals' agent note-taking habits. Right. So again, this is a no-brainer for,
No
leveraging
brainer.
AI, right, from,
Yeah.
a contact center perspective and, ensuring that you're making this easier for the agent, or even before then, right, during that interaction, right, in terms of what's going on, with that overall customer interaction.
This should become table stakes for every organization.
Percent.
Like,
Agreed.
if you're not doing this for your customers or for your callers or for your citizens, whatever your workload is, you're not doing your job. If you're not looking across everything they're doing with you and providing those summaries and helping them get to where they need to faster. It's that
Well, you
simple.
just you're just making it harder for your agents, right? Like
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
give them a break.
Yeah. Give them exactly, exactly. And help your customers serve themselves. That's
Exactly.
where appropriate.
Yep.
16, easier case association using flows. Native functionality to automatically link related customer contacts to the same case across multiple channels and touch points. Links cases created via AI self service to subsequent contacts when customers need human assistance, ensuring agents have complete context across the entire customer journey. So, up until this point, there was a certain reliance on the agent, as in the human agent, or on code to link together contacts to a case.
Mhm.
This is using AI to say, hold on, Mark's called about this. He's spoken about this with us here in self service. He may have even interacted with us on the website. We may, all these kinds of different places, pulling that all together and go, actually, this is all part of one case. And getting away from that historical view in the contact center, which again, we have spoken about in the past, that contact centers have measured themselves on interactions. How many calls did we take yesterday? How many chats? What was our average handle time? How can we get that shorter? From a customer perspective or a citizen perspective, there might be 3 calls and 2 web chats and an email that is all part of the same problem. It's my
Yes.
issue that I care about. I don't care about your average handle time on one of those interactions. And this is pulling that all together.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna take 17 and 18 and pull those together because I feel like they're related to each other. 17, customizable persona-based workspaces. So tailored user interfaces designed for different roles, including agents, supervisors, business analysts, and administrators. Each workspace persona can access specific pages, tools, and information, reducing clutter and improving productivity by optimizing layouts for specific workflows. And number 18 is Amazon Connect Guides powering new workspace. So integration of step-by-step guided workflows with customized workspaces that business users can configure without technical expertise. Provide structured assistance for common operational tasks using data tables that can be updated by the business users in real time. So, in short, what this is essentially doing is making traditionally what has been either something that you would have to go build yourself, right? When you so let's I'm going to use an example:
Please.
managing emergency hours, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a pretty common one. So, um, typically in the in the past, you might develop your own UI that you would give to your business. You just to leverage that, or you'd have to teach somebody to go into Connect and understand how that
Yeah.
works and make those updates,
Or
as part of
DynamoDB or yeah,
DynamoDB or
yeah.
whatever it was around that. What you can now essentially do is now have essentially basically from a drag and drop perspective, build this custom UX that you can now give to your business users because now we understand the different personas that are logging into the workspace and adapting to that, right? And so now you can give them that this really simple interface that they can now go update the emergency hours that meets the needs of your business.
So the workspace extends from being up until now really an agent focused tool to being also a team leader and partly administrator kind of tool where you
Exactly.
through those third party apps you're pulling up guides, you're pulling up whatever
Hmm.
app it is you
Hmm.
want, and then
Yep.
you're able to manipulate data through there. So it may not
Exactly.
be on an active call, you're actually administering the contact center potentially.
Exactly.
That is cool. Number 19, he said just after a drink of soda water. Number 19, dynamic flow attributes, real time adjustment of contact flow variables and routing behavior through data tables. This one is probably most easily understood historically through we used to use DynamoDB or some other database, but almost always it was
Almost,
DynamoDB for
almost, DynamoDB, right? Because
yeah,
it was
yeah,
easy and it's fast and,
yeah.
relatively
And
inexpensive.
you didn't have to worry about the schema. You just put whatever you wanted in there, and yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Brilliant, and I loved it.
Mhm.
What we are always trying to do is remove the impediments for business users. So there's nothing if you have a DynamoDB King out there, there's nothing to stop you using it still,
Mhm.
using a Lambda function if you want to. But a business user now doesn't have to have access to the AWS console to do that. They can
Exactly.
handle it all within Connect. They don't need access to the AWS console. All this, and because oftentimes it is very simple little pieces of information that you're storing. It's literally a key value pair. What's the phone number of this caller, and it could be what's the summary of the last interaction they had, or
Mhm.
whatever it
Mhm.
is that you want, or you want to store some data so later on you can look it up. Last
Yep.
agent they spoke to, anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yep. Or
So
information as they're, that you're collecting as part of the customer journey, right? Lots of types of scenarios that you could use this for sure.
yeah, just state tables. Absolutely. Yeah. No.
Yep. Yep.
I've got some examples here. Administrators can update routing logic, prompts, business hours, and other flow behaviors without modifying flows. So you've got the one flow. You're not having to go in and change it. You're changing it in the table. It's all done.
Exactly. All right. Number 20. We're getting close here, Doug. Like we
We are
got
getting close. Well,
we
what are
got
we?
15 left, right?
We're at
Past the
23
halfway mark.
minutes. Okay. All right. See how we go.
All right. Amazon Connect Workspace visual themes. Customization of workspace appearance with custom logos, fonts, color palettes, and light dark mode. Oh, I love dark mode.
Mm.
Organizations can white label the Connect interface to match corporate branding guidelines and support multiple themes for different business units. So this has actually been an asset we've had from a number of customers. Particularly, you look at BPOs, right, where often they're managing multiple business units across multiple sets of customers, and what this allows you to do now, as a business, is really customize the UX of the agent workspace, right, to make it look like, those particular companies' colors, as well. So, again, some enhancements to really, improve, the customization of the agent workspace. What I'll say is stay tuned because that's gonna continue to evolve for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And look, I think it's that one. I always like to be vocally self-critical. That one feels a little bit overdue. I feel like
Yeah,
we
I
could have
agree.
opened up the style a bit more.
Like, it's been a big
Yeah.
ask we've had from
Yeah.
customers for a while on this
Yeah.
for sure, right?
Yeah.
And again, who doesn't like dark mode?
Indeed. Number 21, real-time messaging processing with PII redaction.
Mm,
Simple as, super powerful, super important. I get this all the time. So this is focused on messaging, but how do I stop my users seeing in real time identifiable information such as credit card numbers, all those kinds of things, addresses? Now we can stop it before it gets to the agent. We've already scraped it and removed it, so that's redacted.
yep. I think you should do the next one, Doug, because I'm going to do the one after that.
Okay. Yeah, well, that sounds right. Seeing what it is, I think that's absolutely right. Okay, I'll double it up with number 22. Agent initiated workflows enables agents to send interactive forms and trigger workflows during live chat conversations for secure data collection. Love it. Forms are
Uh-huh.
displayed in line with agents' blind data collection for sensitive fields, reducing time to resolution by eliminating the need to redirect customers to external websites. This one has a really, I mean, it's spelled it out for you there. It allows, from a payment perspective, for instance, me to say, reached agreement, say someone wants to renew their car insurance, some work for a car insurer, obviously. I can say, okay, here's the form. It's going to appear. I can't see it. You can fill in the fields for on all that. So it's a secure payment gateway. We get the token come back to say all good, paid, great, done, super secure. You once more, your contact center is outside the need for PCI compliance because you're not storing credit card data anywhere.
Exactly, exactly. All right. Number 23, this might be one of my favorites.
Here it is.
Might be slightly biased.
It's your
Uh,
own feature release. Come on,
that's
baby.
right. Real-time AI agent assist for Salesforce Contact Center with Amazon Connect. So essentially, this is the integration of Amazon Connect AI capabilities within Salesforce, providing real-time voice transcription, AI-powered recommendations, and automated post-contact updates. Agents working in Salesforce Service Cloud and Sales Cloud receive seamless AI support without switching between systems. So again, this is really us taking the native AI capabilities in Amazon Connect, particularly around agent assistance and post contact summarization, and enabling that within, for agents that use Salesforce as their primary agent interface. Pretty simple, straightforward, and pretty powerful.
Perfect. 24, multi skill agent scheduling. So, optimize scheduling for agents. So, this is from our forecasting, capacity planning, and scheduling. So, what others might think of as our workforce management. Optimize scheduling for agents with multiple skills across different service areas, intelligently balancing specialized talent deployment. Create schedules that account for multiple staffing groups whilst optimizing ROI on specialized talent by ensuring they're used effectively across their full skill set. I think that's clear enough, but let me restate it. It allows you to assume that someone is good at two different things and make sure that you are balancing that across different shifts, different times to make sure you're getting coverage and you have people with the appropriate skills and the complexity where people may be good at two or more things across those shifts.
Exactly. Yep. All right. Now we're getting into, I believe, the third category
We
at
are
this
indeed.
point, right? So transform data into relationships.
Mm.
So number 25, AI-powered predictive insight recommendations engine. So real-time personalization using 5 AI models. Recommended items, similar items, frequently bought together, popular items, and trending items. Integrates with product catalogs and customer purchase histories to enable hyper-personalization across the customer journey, driving increased revenue through intelligent upselling and cross-selling. Again, trying to make this easy to use AI out of the box and leveraging this around, a fairly common set of use cases, that we see in the contact center.
I never miss an opportunity to point out we run arguably the world's largest contact center, certainly one of the
Yes.
world's largest contact centers. And as a result, we are able to deliver to our customers some of the insights and benefits and the things we've learned and the tools we use. And if anyone hasn't used Rufus, I know very big in the US, not available yet through the amazon.com.au, but if you change your app to my Australian brothers and sisters to the American store, you can try out Rufus. I know Jassy went public the other day saying it's increased. Was it $10 billion worth of sales through
I think
Amazon.com?
so. Yes.
And it,
Yes.
and it is astonishing where you go and you say what your issue is. Hey, I'm having trouble with this, or I want to
Hmm.
solve this problem.
Right.
And Rufus goes and finds the products that will help you with that,
Yeah.
rather than you saying, "I need this product."
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hmm. And again, and this is the advantage, right? Like, because as a a company using Amazon Connect, you're getting the value of right what we're learning from the larger Amazon.
Yep, and that's where we got step by step guides from. So I'm reliably informed. In fact,
Exactly.
Clyde Logue confirmed that
You did.
on episode 10.
Yes.
Now, number 26, journeys, multi step, multi channel customer engagement. Visual journey builder for creating sophisticated automated customer engagement flows that span voice, SMS, email, and WhatsApp. Features trigger based communication, conditional branching, and personalized messaging for use cases like appointment reminders, collection campaigns, customer onboarding, and post purchase follow up. This is the outbound journeys that we have been waiting for since the deprecation of Pinpoint. I don't mean to be too direct, but we there is a a concept that I hope is not offensive, that was called the pregnant widow, where the
Mhm,
father has died, the mother is pregnant with the child, but the
mhm,
child is not yet born. And we've been in that space when it comes to
mhm.
outbound
Right.
campaigns, where we've
Mhm.
got this really powerful engine, we've got really powerful customer segmentation,
Yep,
but we
yep.
didn't have an easy way to build a journey where you say, I want to
Mhm.
SMS first, wait
Yep.
2 days, then I'm going to give them a call. And then if that doesn't happen, I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to do it. And it
Mhm.
is so cool. And now that ties into, I'm just going to jump into the next one because it ties,
Yeah,
we
let's
basically
go.
just said, is 27 is WhatsApp and outbound campaign. I mean, I think that is going to be massive in APJ where I operate because
Mhm.
WhatsApp has tremendous penetration.
Everybody outside the US, right?
Yeah,
Let's
like
be
it is the messaging platform,
Yes, yes.
and so being able to reach people that way as well as email, SMS, and voice is just massive, just
Mhm.
massive.
Alright, now we're into accelerate outcomes.
And we're in the home
So,
stretch,
we're in the
really.
home stretch here. We're getting close. Alright, number 28, AI agent metrics and analytics. Comprehensive performance measurement for AI agents, including involvement rate, handoff rates, converge conversation turns, handle time, prompt invocation, tool usage, and resolution metrics. Phew, that was a little bit. Ava- Available through pre-built dashboards, Get
Important.
Metric, Data V2,
The
yes, yep.
pre-built
V2
dashboards.
API, Amazon Connect Data Lake, and Contact Lens
Yes.
rules with span-based tracing for detailed debugging.
Couldn't be more important. It's almost
Yes,
more important than AI agents. The
yes,
fact that you need to observe them, you need to be able to
yep,
explain them, you need
exactly.
to know what those buggers are up to.
Hmm.
Pardon my language, common
Yep,
usage in Australia, but you
yes.
need to know what they're up to,
Because you want to make sure they're doing a good job, right?
and
And if they're
you
not,
want to know what they're saying to people like that.
exactly, exactly, 100%.
29 native testing and simulation capabilities. A built-in functionality to validate customer experiences before production deployment using no-code test design. Yeah, this one I didn't know it was coming, and I
Hmm.
loved it. We
Yeah,
spoke about it briefly with Keith.
hmm,
Organizations can create virtual customers with specific attributes, run multiple test calls concurrently, and automatically validate if responses match expectations with detailed logs for troubleshooting. Again, it's that explainability and observability. It's being able to send in, okay, if Doug calls and he's overdue and he has bought products in the last 3 weeks and he's whatever it is your, your the attributes you want to associate with that customer, and maybe you use AI to generate a span of different customers as well of all these different types and see what happens, see what questions they ask, and then run that through testing and get all those detailed logs so you can before you turn this stuff loose, and even once it's loose, once a month you can go
yeah,
and just say, yeah,
yep.
things going the way I expect them to go.
Yes,
It's
and
amazing.
yeah, I mean, the simulation stuff is amazing, right? Like that, just to be able to your point, validate all these type of use cases and scenarios before a single production customer starts to go through your contact center.
In fact, this is the number one impediment to going to production for every one of my customers
Yeah.
is the testing. Like, how
Yep.
do we test it? How do we know? How
Exactly.
do
Exactly.
we need some kind of assurance. And
Yes. Exactly. Number 30, custom metrics. No code interface for creating tailored performance measurements by performing mathematical operations on existing Connect metrics. Business units can combine multiple standard metrics into custom KPIs filtered by specific attributes like queue, routing profile, agent, and or customer segment. So again, just continuing to improve our overall metric capabilities and making it easier to customize and enable that, which was something we always hear from customers, right? Because everybody has a little, slightly different view on the types of metrics they're measuring and capturing across their contact center.
Yeah, it's always these kind of logics and or this kind of logic and regular expressions, or even things like looping or iterating on things, and being able to do all that. Is, customers always want more of it, and we're happy to give it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Number 31, granular access for performance evaluations. Does is what it is. You got more access, more granular access control to decide who gets which, who can view them, who can perform them, who can see the results, who can see the scoring details. So you might have, a Raleigh office and a Melbourne office, but you've then got the head office who can see both of them. Exactly as it says.
Number 32, new filter options for automated evaluations, advanced criteria for intelligently selecting which contacts to evaluate, including connectivity issue filters, department specific filters, channel filters, and new performance metrics like call avoidance detection and handling efficiency. Enables more targeted and meaningful quality assessments with reduced manual effort. So again, just making it easier to enable these automated evaluations and giving you more options around selecting them.
I actually didn't know about this one until this
Mhm.
second,
Right.
and I like it because I have
Sometimes we
been
learn things on this pod, right? Like as we're in real time.
um, perhaps that was a career limiting move. I don't know, but this one I like because I have been involved in a few cases where agents have been found. Most of the
Mm.
time,
Yeah.
agents are very well meaning, very enthusiastic and capable and good employees. And occasionally you get one bad egg who is hanging up on customers or putting them on
Yes.
hold for long enough till they hang up.
Taking
All
the
these,
long, extra long lunch breaks.
yeah, we all know them, and this is
Yes.
just going to help you weed out those kinds of things, which is terrific.
Exactly. Exactly.
Number 33, performance evaluations of self service interactions. We spoke about this last week, and it's just as you want to do performance evaluations on your human agents. If your AI agents are giving back generated answers, then you definitely want to do the same performance evaluations on them or similar.
Exactly.
To have the
Exactly.
similar, yep, check what they're doing, what they're saying.
Yep. Number 34, automated email responses using keywords. Intelligent automation of email handling based on message content through keyword and phrase detection automatically sends predefined messages, routes emails to specialized queues, assigns priorities, and creates cases based on detected customer intents or issues. So again, really making email even more powerful, right, in terms of that and using AI where it's really good, right, in terms of, leveraging these keywords and generating, these key responses, right, in terms of
Yeah,
what you do or
yeah.
actions that you want to perform.
And, anyone who's been using email will know that we have already been doing the summarization, instant suggested response to the agent, and all those kinds of things. This is now just allowing you to automate it. Basically, it's taking the next level up, not just showing it to the agent. If you want to, you can
Yes,
automatically categorize it to all those kinds of things.
exactly.
And to wrap up, and we're not done too badly. It's
I feel
36, nearly 37
feel
minutes.
like we need a little drum roll. Yes,
A bonus release that will have absolute pertinence to one segment and be not that interesting to everyone else, but it speaks to how we are looking after certainly one of the largest employment sectors in both Australia and the US, and that is Amazon Connect AI powered healthcare patient engagement. HIPAA eligible AI specifically designed for healthcare appointment scheduling with real time EHR integration, including Epic. Features automated appointment scheduling, insurance eligibility verification, patient verification, and provider search with 24/7 availability, transforming traditional 5+ minute hold times to seconds while maintaining full HIPAA compliance. As I say, very specific, but it's a massive, massive cohort that requires this. And as the world gets older and stays alive longer, and e-health becomes more and more important, this is a really terrific thing we're doing for our customers and the whole population.
exactly. Cool. I mean, we did pretty good there, Doug, right? I think we got through
I
these.
think we did great, but I'm always proud of us, Mark.
That's right.
Always
That's
proud of
right.
us.
We'll see.
But should
We'll
we?
see what everybody on LinkedIn tells us afterwards.
We should put some Easter eggs at the end of each episode so we can check
Well,
if
I like
people have
that.
actually listened.
Right? Yeah, exactly. We should. Yeah, we should totally do that. I think in the next few pods we'll start putting those in.
All right. Well, with that, that's reinvent well and truly wrapped. People are
Yes.
sick of us sick of hearing us say the words reinvent. So I'm
Yes.
never going to say it again, at least for 6 months. You're not allowed to either.
That's right.
Um, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks,
All
Mark,
right. Well, and happy holidays, Doug, and
and you.
wish you a happy new year. And we'll have our next episode in the brand new year.
We certainly will. Here we come,
Awesome.
2026. All right.
Exactly.
See you, mate.
Have a good one.